Hey, Owen here with Midwest Mentors. A while ago, I was using Excel, and actually, for many years, I used Excel spreadsheets. And then I was asked to teach a class on Excel, and I studied the material. And what I learned was that I was wasting hours and hours of time because I wasn't using all the features and the shortcuts that were available to me. And today, I want to share with you 5 shortcuts that will help save you hours of time as you use Excel spreadsheets. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started with some of these tips that will help save you hours of time as you work with spreadsheets. The first tip I want to show you has to do with what spreadsheets call AutoFill. Now, you'll notice that there's a way to be able to do, if you type in, say, a number, and you want this number to go all the way down, you just grab this little part right here. You click on the cell, and then this little bottom right-hand part, and you can just pull that down, and it will repeat that, kind of copy it down, whatever you have down there. Now, you can also do kind of a range or a increment. So if you do 2 and 4, then you highlight both of those cells and then grab this little corner. You pull that down and it'll count by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's really cool because you could do that with days. For instance, you say Monday and say you just pull that down. It's going to know Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all that. You could do with dates. You could say June, and then see what it does here. If we pull this down, you'll notice that it'll start with June and keep going. So it's really, really handy. The other way you could use this will be for lists. So let's just say you have a team. You have John, Mary, Joe, and Frank. And you want that to repeat. You can highlight that and then watch it repeat all the way down and keep repeating and so forth. Okay, now here's a way you can use that. For instance, let's just say you wanted to assign someone every Sunday to a particular task. You could say 6/1/2025, and then a week later, which would be 6/8/2025. So that's your increment, right? You highlight both of those cells and bring this down, and notice that it's going to give you every week, and it knows the months and the years and all of that. And so that's really, really handy as you do autofill for dates. So that's your autofill. Okay, tip number 2 is actually kind of easy, but it's freeze framing. Okay, you can freeze frame. Now what's really nice about this is notice that this particular spreadsheet is frozen. So if I do this top line, this top row is frozen so you could see what each column refers to. So how do you do that? I'll go to another tab here where it's not frozen. And the easiest way to do that is to click on the cell that you don't want to be frozen. So this cell, I don't want to be frozen. I want this to be frozen on the top, the row. And then the column A, let's just say I want that to be frozen. So I'm clicking on this cell right here. And then if I go to Window, and if I say Freeze Panes, notice what happens. The top will be frozen, the top row, but then also the first column will be frozen because I was right there in that cell. And that's really handy. Now if you want to unfreeze that, all you need to do is go to Window and go to Unfreeze Panes. Okay, tip number 3 is a little bit more complicated. It has to do with absolute versus relative referencing in formulas. This is really easy, but it's kind of important. You'll notice on our handout here on our little spreadsheet that you'll have different items here with different sales. And let's just say you wanted to include the sales with the tax. So I would do something like equals, and I'd get the amount of sales, and then I would multiply it, use that with a star, and then I would multiply it by the tax, and then I would add the amount of sales again, so I get the sales plus the tax, right? So I'll just do that. And so we'll hit enter, and that's going to give me the amount of sales times 7%, so to get the total sales times the tax. Now, if I just were to take this little copy button and copy it down, notice how it fails. Now, why does it fail? Why does it give me the same number here? It doesn't provide for me the actual number. Because if you look at the formula here, notice that is actually giving you the B3 times G3, which that's what this is right here, G3. But notice what this formula says. It's B4 times G4. See, it's a relative reference. So it's going to be copying. As I move down one, it's going to think, oh, you want to copy and multiply by the cell below it. So the way to fix that, really easy. Let's go back to the original formula here. Okay, I'm going to delete these. And I'm going to go back to the original formula. Notice I'm going to put dollar signs. There's other ways to do this, but I'm going to put dollar signs in front of the G and in front of the 3. And that's going to kind of hard code that. Now it doesn't change this formula at all, right? Because it's a G3. But notice when I copy it down, I'm going to actually get the correct information now because it is going to keep the G3, which is that's what I want. I want to be able to look at the G3. Notice there's dollar signs in there. And that's absolute referencing versus relative referencing. This is kind of important as you work with formulas. If you ever want something to be hard-coded, even as you copy it, to be always that cell, just put dollar signs in front of it. And dollar signs don't mean money, it just means that it's going to consider it an absolute reference. Okay, tip number 4 is actually really useful. It has to do with filters. Now you'll notice that this particular spreadsheet has a bunch of items and categories and price and quantity, etc., etc. But let's just say you want to filter these, so you just want to see certain categories. It's really helpful. Click into one of the cells on the rows that you want to filter. And then what you do is you go to Data and then Filter and click on that filter. You'll notice it'll put up these little arrows pointing down. So this will enable you to filter each of these rows. So let's just say on the category, I can click on this little filter here, and instead of selecting all, I could say I just want to see the items for electronics. It will show me just the items on the category of electronics. Or if I want to see office as well, I just add that one as well. So it's showing me electronics and office. Or if I don't want to see any of those, I can see all of them, I can click on that again. This is really useful to have these categories or these filters in the categories. And even for the items, if I just want to see how many batteries were sold, I just click on that and it just shows me the one battery that was sold and so forth. You can see all kinds of uses for this. It's really, really helpful, and it's very, very easy to set up. All you need to do is click on the filter, and then you could use the filter. Now, if you want to turn that off, you again click on the row that you want to turn that off and just go back up to Data and then turn the filter off, and that will turn that off. Okay, my last tip has to do with links. Let's just say that you had a spreadsheet where you had a total tab and you wanted to see, say, the total soda sales. But you don't want to type that in, you want that to automatically update. So what you do is click on the cell that you'd want to see those total sales and you just hit the equal sign. And then you go to the tab that has it, or even the file that has that, and click on the soda or the tab that you want, and then you click on the total. So I'm going to click on this right here. The key and thing to remember is to hit the Enter key, or you could click on this green check mark right here. And notice that it's going to put in that total here. And look at this formula. It shows you right here, it says it's equals soda, which is the name of the tab, exclamation point, and C8, that's the cell. So easy to do, very, very easy, and very, very powerful as well. As you make a change, for instance, let's just say the sales change here to $6,000. Notice how this total changes, and also this will be reported on this total sheet as well. So that's how you do a link from another tab or even another file that has a number that you want in it. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Here at Midwest Mentors, we really want to share the things that we've learned, the mistakes that we've made, so that you don't have to make them too. Please subscribe and like. It really helps us share this content with others. Thanks, and God bless.